Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Alyssa, and today we're going to flow through a 60-minute intermediate flow. If you feel like you are more of a beginner, I will give you places to modify and do different variations. If you feel like you're advanced, you also are more than welcome to push your practice forward in any way that feels good to you. I encourage you throughout to honor your body, take rests when needed, take child's pose when needed. Whatever your body is asking for, I encourage you to do that today. So there will be a playlist linked in the description box of this video. If you'd like to flow along with that, you're more than welcome. Today I would encourage you to have 2 blocks and a blanket if you have sensitive or tender knees, or you have trouble keeping your spine straight in a forward fold type of variation. So if you don't have blocks, large water jugs filled with water can be helpful just to help bring the ground up to you. So we are going to go ahead and get started in an easy seat. I prefer to sit up on a block. I'm going to go ahead and get my music started and get my timer started, and we will go ahead. So go ahead and get yourself ready. You can press play if you're flowing along to music. Again, I like to prefer to sit up on a block just to bring my hips a little higher than my knees. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze down. Palms facing down if you're needing grounding. Palms facing up if you're needing a little bit more lightness. Deep breath in the nose. And deep breath out the nose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring your breathing back to its normal rhythm. We're going to remain here for a few more moments. Really just focusing on your inhales and your exhales. Maybe following the breath in the nose, down to the lungs, down to the belly, and then reversing as you exhale. Finding a few moments here just to really breathe, come home to center. If your mind has started to stray, compassionately bring it back to the breath. All together, we're going to do one deep breath in the nose and a deep breath out the nose as you flutter the eyes open. Go ahead, if you're sitting on a block, you can remove that block. We're going to come to all fours, do some cat-cow. So as you breathe in, well, first of all, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Breathe in, arch the back cow. Exhale, cat. Again, inhale, cow. Pull the chest and heart forward. Exhale, cat. Push the ground away. Now from here, you can continue with your cat-cow. You can take some wrist stretches. You can take a child's pose. You can do some hip circles. Whatever your body is asking for today, I encourage you to do that. Doesn't have to look like me. Doesn't have to look like anything that anyone else is doing. Just listening to your body. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come to a neutral spine, toes together, knees slightly apart, coming back into a child's pose. If your head doesn't reach the floor, you can get a block, but we won't be here for too long. If your hips don't come back to your heels, not a worry there either. One more breath in. Breathe into the back body and exhale. Next, inhale, gently come up to be sitting on your knees. Hands come spread behind you, likely on your fingertips there. We're going to bridge the hips up, so breathe in and bridge. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale, bring your booty back down to your heels, stretch back out into child's pose. Really looking to lengthen the sides of the body here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. And breath out. Next breath in, start to gently walk yourself back up onto your knees, coming back into what my teacher calls an extended camel. So bring the hands behind you, fingers tips tented. Inhale, bridge the hips up, coming into a slight back bend here. Breathe in. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And as you exhale, gently bring your bum back down to your heels. Come to sit on your shins. From here, walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes. Come up into downward facing dog. This is your first downward facing dog of the day. Maybe pedal it out a little bit. Even if it's not your first downward facing dog of the day, good idea to maybe pedal it out if that feels good to you. Maybe swishing your hips from side to side. In your downward facing dog, pushing the ground away, pushing down with your thumbs and your pointer fingers and all your finger pads. Pushing the ground away here, lengthening the spine, less focused on the length of the legs, more focused on the length of the spine. So bend your knees if you need. One more breath here. And breathe out. Breathe in. And as you exhale, gently start to slowly walk yourself up to the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands can come to blocks or shins. Flat back, pulling the chest and heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, down through heart center. And by the side, coming into your Tadasana. So we are going to head into some sun salutations. These will be a little different from what you may experience. These are what my teacher learned, called awakening sun salves. Plenty of places to modify. So just hang tight. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the back, pull the chest and heart forward. Exhale, step back into plank. We are going to do a push-up here, so if you need to drop down to your knees, please feel free to do so. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. No lower than the elbows. Inhale, push it back up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Bring your your bum back to your heels. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra, whatever your body's ready for. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And as you exhale, walk yourself up into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms out, around and up. Exhale, down through heart center and by the sides. We're going to do that a few more times. Modify where you need. Honor your body. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot, right foot, plank pose. Exhale, down to chaturanga, hold. Inhale, push back up to plank. Exhale, child's pose, look forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. At the bottom of your exhale, step, walk, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, down through heart center. And by the sides one more time. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or float back to chaturanga, bent elbows. Hold. Inhale, up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now that you may start to be feeling a little warmer here, are you still giving 100% in your down dog? We get stronger when we're under these times of tension. Still push the ground away. Thumb and pointer finger pressing heavy into the mat. One more breath in. And breath out. Breathe in, lift the right leg up. Knee, toes, hip, dial down. Exhale, step the foot through in between the hands. Feel free to help it up if you need. Go ahead and get that left knee down. Inhale, circle the arms up into crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as the exhale, twist to the right. Right hand comes to the left leg. Reach it back. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your left hand down. Tuck the back toes, coming into a low lunge twist. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come into boomerang pose. All 10 toes face the right side wall, pulling your chest and heart up and forward, reaching your right arm back. Feeling a stretch likely in these IT bands, maybe in the glutes. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, circle the arm back, framing the front foot. We're going to kick back into three-legged dog. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, open the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out, pushing the ground with both hands, not leaning too far to one side. You can stay here, or if you'd like, go ahead, flip the dog over. Wild thing or rock star. Really pushing your hips towards the ceiling. One more, breath in. And breath out. Breathe in, plant the right hand, step back into plank pose. Vinyasa or skip it. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale back up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Other side, left leg up on the inhale. Knees, toes, hips dialed down. Exhale, step your foot through in between the hands. Help it up if you need. Right knee comes down. Untuck the toes, crescent lunge. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale. Don't want you to sink into this, but I do want you to not be in a 90-degree angle. Really trying to open up this hip flexor here. One more breath in. Exhale. Breathe in. And as you exhale, twist to the left, tee your arms out. Reach back for that right leg. twist and a side stretch all at the same time. Little back bend, inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And as you exhale, right hand plants. Tuck the back toes, low lunge twist, left arm reaches up to the sky. Breathing in, lengthening, trying to stay in a long line in line with the mat here. Exhale, twist. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, boomerang. All 10 toes facing the left side now. Arm reaches back, pushing the ground away with this right arm. Chest and heart pulling forward. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And as you breathe out, come back to frame the front foot, kicking back into a 3-legged dog, left leg up and back. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee, trying to maintain equal weight in these hands as much as possible. Stay here, or flip the dog, wild thing or rock star. Again, pushing the ground away, making sure that your arm is rotated, an external rotation, elbow to the front of the room. One more breath in. And as you exhale, plant the left hand, come back into plank for our vinyasa. Take it or skip it. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here, truthfully, because I need it. Again, working on the length of the spine as opposed to the length of the legs. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. Switching it up this time. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, open up the hip, bend the knee. Stay here. Or flip the dog over. Rock star, wild thing. Couple breaths here. This may look more like a side plank. Totally perfect. However it works in your body. Last breath, breathe in. Exhale. Gonna go ahead, come back, plant the right hand. Right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Hips, toes, knee dialed down. Exhale, step the foot forward into low lunge. If you are very flexible, you will not need blocks here. If you're not so flexible like me, I would encourage blocks. Inhale, pull the chest and the heart forward. Exhale, extend and fold as much as you can. If you still have a slight bend to this knee, perfectly fine. Again, the goal here, lengthen the spine. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend and fold. One more time, inhale, bend. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, bend. You can place the blocks in front of you. Come up into high lunge. If you feel too much like you're on a tightrope here, you can wiggle your feet a little bit further apart to provide a little bit greater stability. The key to the balance here, pulling the legs together. Right heel, left toes really pulling together here to create some tension. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And just like we did when our knee was down, we're going to twist to the right. T-twist. And as you exhale, reach back if you can. It is a balancing act. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Breath out. Breathe in. Cartwheel your arms open. Warrior 2. And warrior 2. Knee tracking in alignment, going straight forward. Left toes maybe slightly turned in towards the top of the mat. Not sinking. Feeling strong in the legs, strong in the arms, but relaxing the shoulders. 2 more breaths. If you're listening to the playlist and you started it at the same time, it gets me every time. Inhale, flip the right wrist, reverse it back, reverse warrior, breathe out. Inhale. I know this right leg is hurting, exhale. Inhale, circle the arms down around, framing the front foot, step back into plank for your vinyasa, or skip it, take a child's pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Breath out. Other side, lift the left leg up. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Either stay here or flip your dog over. Rock star wild thing. Picking the hips up towards the sky if possible. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Exhale, put the left hand down. Kick the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot through. In between the hands, low lunge. Again, if you're like me, blocks can be helpful here. Grab the blocks on whatever height you need. Inhale, lengthen the chest open. Exhale, extend and fold as much as possible, or as much as your body allows. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend and fold. Again, a bend of this knee is totally acceptable. Pull that right hip back. It wants to come out to the left, left hip. Pull that left hip back. One more bend. Extend and fold. Inhale, bend. Move the blocks out of the way. Come up into high lunge. Inhale. Exhale. I apologize about my wardrobe issues today. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, T twist to the left and reach it back. Side stretch and a back bend all in one. One more breath in and breath out. Inhale, twist yourself open. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. You can rearrange your feet as much as you need. Ears, shoulders, hips, stacked in alignment, not reaching too far forward into the future, not reaching too far back into the past, staying present. How's your breath doing? Because I'm losing mine. Working to get it back. One more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, flip the left wrist. Reach it back, reverse warrior. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle the arms forward, framing the front foot. Step back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Taking a few breaths here. Again, finding our presence through the anchor of the breath. Can you try to lengthen your exhales to downregulate the nervous system here? Breathe in. Exhale. Great job. Heading into our next little block here. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Help it up if you need. Going ahead and planting the left hand. Reach the right arm up to the sky, low lunge twist. Again, aiming to be in as straight of a line in line with the mat as possible. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, come back into boomerang. Trying to let this hip get closer to the ground, really stretching all of those, the IT bands and the glutes. One more breath in. And exhale. Breathe in. Frame your front foot again. Ground the back heel, coming back into warrior two here. A pose that we know, most of us, that can kind of help us come back to breath, come back to presence. We're not super concerned about what this alignment looks like possibly. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. One more breath in, breath out. Inhale, flip the right wrist. Reach it up and back, reverse warrior as you exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, coming into extended side angle. So forearm can go to the thigh, hand can go to a block or the floor to the inside, or the outside of the foot, twisting the chest and the heart up to the sky, reaching the left arm up. Similar to in that low lunge twist, wanting to remain more in a line here, not forward folding into this. So if you find your forward folding, come up. Work on twisting from your thoracic spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Coming into half moon here. So if you have your blocks, get them ready. Left hand to the hip. That helps me at least. Gently gliding into half moon. Right hand to the floor or a block, just to the front and right of your right foot. Reach your left arm up if that's in your practice. You can look up if that is in your practice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twisting your heart to the sky again. Breathe in. And as you exhale, step gently, slowly with control into chair pose. In chair, pulling the weight back so much that you could almost lift your toes up off of the ground. Your hands can be in a V, or if it's better for your shoulders, you can have them at prayer. Sitting down a little lower. One more breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come to stand up. Find a drishti. Something in front of you that's not moving, or a spot on the ground that's not moving. Come up onto your toes. For a count of 6, we're going to come down to a toe stand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wonderful. You can stay this toe stand. You can put blocks to the sides to help hold you up. You can take a child's pose if this is a spot you need a rest. If you'd like to come into crow with me or another arm balance, please feel free to do so. I will be going into crow. So I'm going to move myself back on my mat just a little bit, planting my hands. Knees are going as high into my armpits as I can get them. And gently, 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 falling out of my crow pose. Going up, leaning forward, not jumping into this. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. You can step, hop, float, belly flap, back to chaturanga. Inhale up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Other side. Going ahead and stepping it forward in between the hands here. Plant the right hand. Inhale, circle the arm out of the left arm. Up. Low lunge twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, coming into boomerang once more. Chest and heart forward, reaching the arm back, getting out of this right shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, frame the front foot, ground that back heel. Come up into warrior two for a few breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can you get a little bit lower? Without sinking, can you work a little bit more, get a little bit lower? Last breath, breathe in. Exhale, reverse it back. Reverse warrior. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in, coming into extended side angle. So again, forearm to thigh, hand to a block or the floor to the inside or outside of your leg. Making sure that you're not forward folding here. Really turning your chest to the ceiling here. I know this left leg is feeling things for me. So if you're feeling things too, we're together in this. One more breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in, right hand to your right waist. Grab your block, gently, maybe wobbly. Come into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Key is to keep that back leg strong, like uncooked spaghetti, as my teacher says. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Turn the chest to the ceiling. 1 more breath. Exhale gently, slowly, with as much grace as possible. Maybe that's none. Come into chair pose. Again, pulling the weight back, not in a back bend. Not tucking either, finding more of a neutral spine here. Otherwise, you can cause some crunchiness in the back. Again, you can have your hands at prayer if that feels better on your shoulders, or you can V them up. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Come to stand tall. Again, find a drishti, a point of focus that's not moving. If you can focus on that, it can assist you slightly with balance. So go ahead, if you want to raise your arms up, come up onto your toes, the balls of your feet for a count of 6. Lowering down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Here in toe stand is a perfect place to stay. You can get blocks by either side. This is also a place if you need to take a hero's pose or just take a child's pose, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Or if you like to push your practice forward, can take some sort of arm balance. We won't be here for too long. I will be heading into crow. So I'm going to step back a little bit on your mat. Going to try not to slip out of crow this time. Plant your hands. If you have trouble getting your knees into your armpits, it can be helpful to step up on a block. Then your feet have less way to go to get up, if that makes sense. So putting the knees as far into the armpits, gently leaning ourselves forward. If you're in crow, pulling the heels as close to the bum as possible. We're here for 3. Again, we're floating, stepping, belly flopping back, or skipping the vinyasa altogether for 2. And 1. Chaturanga. Inhale up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Whether you flew, whether you fell, whether you took a child's pose, or just watched, I am so proud of you for still being here. 1 more breath in and breath out. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Stay here or flip it over into your wild thing or your rock star. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale gently. Sit your booty down with your right knee bent, left leg extended. I am pretty much off the mat here. If you are as well, that's totally fine. Gonna go ahead and pull this right leg in as close as you can. We're coming into Marichiyasana. If sitting like this is enough and you need to lift your back up, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead, tent the left fingertips. Reach the right arm up. Exhale, forward fold. If this is enough, you stay. Or turn the thumb down, wrap it around your leg, and if you can, catch with your left hand, binding around this right leg. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to forward fold. 2 more breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in and exhale, fold. Unleash your bind. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Kick the right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through in between the hands. Great job. We're going to go ahead. If you have tight hamstrings like me, we're going to grab our blocks. Inhale to lengthen the right leg. We're going to we're going to step this left foot up just a little bit, coming into pyramid. So with pyramid, your left toes are angled towards the front of the mat. Your right toes are straight forward. The length of your spine is most important. So if you're here and this is as far as you can go, that's perfect. If you're all the way down, that's perfect. If you're somewhere in the middle, that's perfect too. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold as much as you can while keeping your chest and your heart pulling towards your toes. If your chest and heart are pulling away from your toes, you know you're rounding. So pull your shoulders back, pull your chest and heart forward. 1 more breath in. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, you can set those blocks out of the way. Listen to this transition. You're going to bring the left knee behind the right ankle. Gently come to sit down. We're sitting in a seated spinal twist. If this is too much for you and your body, you can extend the left leg out. That will help. Aiming to have both sits bones on the floor. Plant or tent the right fingertips. Reach the left arm up and you inhale and exhale, twist to the right. You can hook the elbow on the outside of the leg or you can give your knee a hug. Either way, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back through center. Keep your legs just as they are. We're going to counter rotate over to the left. Always good to get in that counter rotating here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. This next transition might be somewhat tricky, so give yourself some grace. If it's easy for you, that's wonderful. You're going to plant the hands. We're coming into a standing split. I am not flexible, so this will not look like a standing split to most, but that is what I'm working with right now. So we're going to keep the right foot planted. Come up onto the left knee. Plant the hands. If you need blocks underneath your hands, you can take them. And we're going to reach the left leg up to the sky. Again, the heart is pulling towards the toes. This is different from your warrior 3 because you're not parallel to the floor. You're supposed to be, not supposed to, but the aim is to get your heart as close to your toes as possible. One more breath in, breath out. As you inhale, come back into chair. I know we're really working these legs today, aren't we? Time under tension makes us stronger, is what my teacher always says. Sit a little bit lower. One more breath in and breath out. Inhale, come up, exhale down through heart center and by the sides. Left hand heart, right hand belly. That standing split, that inversion, whenever the heart is below, the head is below the heart, causes our blood to pump a little faster, our heart to beat a little faster. One more breath in and breathe out. Inhale. And as you exhale, gently start to flutter the eyes open. Come back into your Tadasana. We have one more side to get through. So you can take this vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, circle the arms out, around, and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step, hop, float, back. If you're floating back, come into chaturanga. Inhale, up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift the left leg up. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee here. Stay here or flip it into your rock star, your wild thing. Lifting the hips up, reaching the arm back, or you can have it behind your head. Whatever you'd prefer. Straighten that right leg if it's in your practice. One more breath in. And as you exhale, gently sit yourself down. Again, if you're off the mat, so am I, not a problem. Bring that left leg in. I didn't say this on the other side. Your left foot should be about one fist's different distance in between your foot and your right knee. Also, if you wanted to pull a blanket to sit up on that, may be a good spot to do that. Go ahead and tent the right hand, right arm, lifting yourself up. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, forward fold. You can stay here. That's perfect. If you like to bind, wrap the left arm around. Grab with your right hand, pulling the toes towards the face. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull your heart towards your toes. Couple breaths here. One more breath in. As you exhale, release that bind. Plant the right hand, plant the left hand, kick that left leg up. Three-legged dog. Inhale. As you exhale, step the foot forward. In between the hands, grab your blocks if you're using them for pyramid. Go ahead and lengthen that left leg. Hop the right foot in. Maybe a little bit to the right as well. You don't have to be on a tightrope here, you can be more so on train tracks. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Again, if you're all the way up here, that's perfect. Pull that left hip back. Again, it wants to veer out to the side. Pull it back in line. That will get a better stretch to your hamstring. A few more breaths here. Breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, fold. If you realize that you've started to round, pull your shoulders back, pull your chest and heart forward, maybe come up a little bit. That's your body telling you need to pull it back a little bit. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. With each breath out, maybe you can come forward a little bit more. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen. You can set those blocks out of the way. Gently bring the right knee behind the left ankle and come to sit in our seated spinal twist. Again, you can swing that right leg out in front if that feels better for you. Tent the left fingertips behind you. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, twist and hook or hug the left knee. If you find that you are really hunching over here, use your left hand to really push you up here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Again, leave the legs exactly as they are. Exhale, counter rotate to the other side. Again, my right hand, you can't see it, but it is tented up behind me to help hold my spine nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. This is that kind of tricky transition here coming into standing split. Take as many steps as you need. We're going to plant the hands, come up to the left foot in the right knee. Again, plant the hands. Lift that right leg up to the sky. Pull your chest and heart towards your toes. If you're like me and more at a 90-degree angle than straight up and down, we are in this together, my friend. A few more breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And as you exhale, coming into chair pose. Really sitting back here, pulling the weight out of the toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more, not because you want to, because I don't want to, but because we can. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, come to stand tall. Hands at heart center and by the sides. Again, left hand heart, right hand belly. If you like to bow your head, close your eyes or have a soft gaze down. Just focusing here, coming back to breath. One more breath in. Breath out. Last vinyasa, if you're taking it, inhale, circle out around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, float. Back to chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Starting to wind all of this down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Bring the right knee to your nose, and then gently place it behind your right wrist. We're coming into pigeon. Now, if this variation of pigeon does not work in your body, you can go ahead, lay on your back, and bring your right ankle on top of your left knee and pull that shape in towards you. Same exact stretch, same exact pose, just without gravity and your weight pulling down. If you like to stay up in your pigeon, you are more than welcome. If you like to come down, you are more than welcome to do that as well. My ask, if you're in this variation of pigeon that I'm in, is ensure that your left hip, knee, and toes are dialed down. You're not getting the same stretch if they're out to the side. So if that means you put a block under your right butt cheek, or you put a block anywhere that seems to work for you, maybe one under your chest, whatever works best for you, I encourage you to do that so that you can get something out of this pose. I played this song in my last flow as well. If you're listening to the songs, otherwise this is irrelevant to you. Just seems to be a great fit in every flow, in my opinion. As we're here and we're winding down, where's your breath? Did it start to come back to a little bit of a more manageable, I guess you could say, manageable speed? If it's not, that's okay too. But focus on the breath then. This is not the most easy to breathe position if you're forward folding. But what breath can you take in? Can you expand into your back body while we're folding over the front? Back into the kidney band area. Don't be afraid to let your breath take up space here. My teacher once said, society wants us to be small. Society wants us to be, we're taught that we need to lose weight, we need to be thin, we need to take up less space. And I believed that narrative for such a long time, and to some extent, I think it still creeps back in. But if you can focus on really expanding that breath and taking up space, it's so much healthier for us. One more breath here. And as you exhale, gently start to walk yourself back up, tuck your back toes. If you're on your back, you're more than welcome to stay there and just switch sides, putting the left ankle over the right knee. Otherwise, come back into downward facing dog. And as you exhale, bring that right knee to your nose, or left knee to your nose, and the left knee behind the left wrist. Walking the back leg back. Again, stay up if you like to work more on a back bend, or go ahead and come forward. No matter what variation you're taking, whether you're up in a back bend or folding forward, again, that right knee, right hip, and right toes should all be facing the ground, almost as if your hips had headlights and they should be facing the same direction. Again, if you're listening to my playlist with me and you started it at the same time, really hard to talk during this song. Just want to listen to it and sing, but you don't want me to sing. One more breath in. And as you exhale, gently start to walk yourself back up. Again, if you're on your back, you can stay there. If you're up with me, sit that left butt cheek down, swing the right leg around. We're going to come into some back bends. So if you feel like you are done for today, grab your blocks and you can do more of a restorative bridge. Otherwise, gently roll yourself down. Walk your feet in as close as you can to your bum, so far that you could really touch your heels. We're going to start with a bridge. As you inhale, lift, bridge the hips up. You can grab the sides of your mat, or if you have the shoulder flexibility, walk them underneath of your bum, really pulling the shoulder blades together. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really squeezing the glutes to push the hips closer up to the ceiling. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, gently, with care, lower yourself back down. We're going to do 1 more back bend. You can do bridge, which is what we just did. You can do a restorative bridge where you're going to place the blocks underneath your upper bum, lower part of your back. Or you can come into Urdhva Dandrasana, full wheel. Whatever works for you is perfect today. So if you're coming with me, you're going to frame, I'm coming into Urdhva. If you're going to frame your ears, fingers facing your toes. Inhale, bridge the hips up, pushing the ground away with your heels. And then push yourself up into a back bend, trying to find equal weight in your feet and your hands. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pulling your chest towards the wall that's now behind you, or I guess in front of you. Pushing the ground away. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale gently, with so much care, let yourself down. If you're on the blocks for a restorative bridge, go ahead and remove those blocks. We're all going to have our full back body on the ground. Tee your arms out. Knock the knees together, coming to constructive rest. If it feels good for you, left hand heart, right hand belly. Back bends are an extremely vulnerable place to be. They always get my heart rate up, but they're so important. Cracking the heart open allows for us not only to show compassion to others, but it allows for us to show compassion to ourselves. Tee the arms out again if they're not already there, and windshield wiper the legs side to side, really just kind of letting them, I don't want to say flop because you're doing it with care, but really just letting them relax as they fall side to side, releasing the lower back. Kind of feels like a glute massage to me if my glutes are sore. After your last round, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. That compassion that I mentioned for self. It's really easy to give to other people, right? Much harder sometimes for us to give it to ourselves. So whether you felt like a rock star doing this whole flow or you felt not like a rock star, all of those feelings are valid. every single one of them. But I encourage you to give yourself grace. Give yourself that compassion, because you are so worthy of it. As you're ready, gently extend the legs out, coming into Shavasana. Allow the ground to hold you up here. It's not your job to be sturdy here. It's your job to really melt into the floor, to the ground. Let's do one more breath check here. Now that we've fully come to rest, are you able to bring it back to a normal rhythm? Maybe some deeper inhales and some deeper exhales. Just helping to fully downregulate here. If you're able to stay longer, I encourage you to stay for another 3, 5, however many minutes feels good to you. If you're with me and need to start moving, wiggle through your fingers and toes. Reach your arms long over your head, toes to the front of the room, hands to the back. Inhale. Exhale, wrap yourself up in one more big hug here. One more hug of compassion for self. Gently roll to one side and lift yourself up carefully. Your head should be the last thing to land here. Circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, bring them down through heart center. Bow your head in gratitude for yourself, for your body, for everything you did today, because you did amazing. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I am so sincerely grateful that you were here with me. If you have questions, comments, concerns, requests, I would love to hear from you. You can see me on Instagram at AlyssaXXTucker, or just feel free to comment below. But I'm so grateful for you for being here today. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. I bow to you.